Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome to my class. In this video, I am going to tell you about light dependent reactions and light independent reactions of photosynthesis. Within plant cells, chloroplasts are specialized key organelles that serve as the sites of photosynthesis. Chloroplasts have a complex internal structure and different reactions takes place in different parts of the chloroplast. Chloroplast is a double membrane organelle like mitochondria consisting of an outer membrane and an inner membrane. Chloroplast inner membrane consisting of thylakoids which is surrounded by a fluid called the stroma. The chloroplast as its own genetic material which is separate from that of the cell is also stored in the stroma. The interior of the chloroplast contains another membrane that is thylakoid membrane which is folded to form numerous connected stacks of discs. Each disc is a thylakoid and each stack is a granum. The reactions that make up the process of photosynthesis can be divided into light dependent reactions and light independent reactions. Before going further, those who are watching my channel for the first time, please do subscribe for more videos. Now, coming back to some of the important points of light dependent reactions. Reaction capture sunlight and convert it into short-term chemical energy. Location. The thylakoid membrane in the granum, that is stack of thylakoids within the chloroplast. How it works. Chlorophyll absorbs light energy which excites electron. This energy drives the splitting of water molecules into oxygen, protons and electrons, and this process called photolysis. The electrons travel through an electron transport chain providing the energy to convert NADP plus into NADPH and ADP into ATP. Inputs sunlight, water, ADP, NADP plus. Outputs oxygen released as a byproduct, ATP and NADPH. Let me brief light dependent reaction. As the name itself suggests, light dependent reactions require sunlight to work. In the light dependent reactions, energy from sunlight is absorbed by chlorophyll and converted into stored chemical energy in the form of electron carrier molecule NADPH, that is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, and the energy currency molecule ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. These two energy storing molecules are then used in the light independent reactions. Coming to photosystems. Within the chloroplast, chlorophyll is the pigment that absorbs sunlight. It is stored in the thylakoid membrane in a multi-protein complex called photosystem. Two types of photosystems are embedded in the thylakoid membrane, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. The series of light dependent reactions begins when sunlight hit a molecule of chlorophyll located in photosystem 2. This excites an electron. These energized electrons leave the chlorophyll molecule and travel along the thylakoid membrane via series of carrier proteins known as electron transport chain. Then photosystem 2 splits a water molecule into two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom to restore their lost electron and fill the energy vacuum that has been created. The oxygen is released as a waste product. Oxygen atoms from dis- disassembled water molecules join up in pair to form oxygen gas. The hydrogen ions build up in high concentration in the lumen of thylakoid. They pass through an enzyme called ATP synthase, and their movement provides the energy needed to add a third phosphate to ADP to form ATP. Meanwhile, electron released from photosystem 2 arrives at photosystem 1. Energy from the sun excites the electron again, giving it enough energy to pass across the membrane and into the stroma, where it joins with the hydrogen ion and an NADP plus to create the energy carrying molecule NADPH. So ATP and NADPH move from thylakoid into the stroma, where energy they store is used to power the light independent reactions. Coming to light independent reactions, which is also known as Kelvin cycle or dark reactions. Reaction: utilize the chemical energy produced in the first stage to fix carbon and build carbohydrates. Location: it takes place in the stroma. How it works: this stage does not directly require light. Using the enzyme Rubisco, carbon dioxide is fixed into organic molecules. Energy from ATP and the reducing power of NADPH are then used to convert these carbon molecules into glucose. Inputs: CO2, ATP, NADPH. Outputs: glucose, ADP, and NADP plus, which return to light dependent reactions. Let me brief light independent reactions. The light independent reactions use stored chemical energy from the light dependent reactions to fix carbon dioxide and to create a product that can be converted into glucose. The ultimate goal of the light independent reactions is to assemble a molecule of glucose. This is the part of photosynthesis that requires the CO2 the plant gets from the air. Essentially, the plant needs carbon from the CO2 to create a building blocks for glucose. An enzyme in the stroma called Rubisco combines a 5 carbon molecule of RUBP, that is ribulose biphosphate, with a molecule of carbon dioxide. This creates a 6 carbon molecule that is broken down into two number of 3 carbon molecules, that is 3 phosphoglycerate. This part of light independent reaction is referred as carbon fixation. The energy carriers from the light dependent reactions, that is ATP and NADPH, give each 3 phosphoglycerate a hydrogen atom, creating two molecules of simple sugar G3P, that is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Ultimately, these two molecules of G3P are used to build one molecule of glucose. This part of the light independent reaction is typically referred as reduction or reducing the sugar because electrons are added. It is important to note that Kelvin cycle typically uses 6 molecules of carbon dioxide at a time. This means that 12 molecules of G3P are generated. However, only one of them are used to produce a molecule of glucose. The rest are recycled back into RUBP so that the cycle can keep running. Let me summarize the Kelvin cycle reactants and products. 3 turns of Kelvin cycle are needed to make one G3P molecule that can exit the cycle and go towards making glucose. Let's summarize the quantities of key molecules that enter and exit the Kelvin cycle as one net G3P is made. In 3 turns of the Kelvin cycle, Carbon. 3 carbon dioxide combine with 3 RUBP acceptors, making 6 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, that is G3P. One G3P molecule exits the cycle and goes towards making glucose. The rest 5 G3P molecules are recycled, regenerating 3 RUBP acceptor molecules. ATP. 9 ATP are converted to 9 ADP, 6 during the reduction step, 3 during the regeneration step. NADPH. 6 NADPH are converted to 6 NADP plus during the reduction step. A G3P molecule contains 3 fixed carbon atoms, so it takes 2 G3Ps to build a 6 carbon glucose molecule. It would take 6 turns of cycle or 6 CO2, 18 ATP and 12 NADPH to produce 1 molecule of glucose. Coming to some of the beneficial properties of chlorophyll. It strengthens the immune system, helps to reduce weight, stimulates bowel function, speed up wound healing, removal of harmful toxins from the body. It has an antibacterial property, blood purification and red blood cell stimulation, lowers cholesterol also, protects against carcinogens, that is cancer causing uh, uh, items, and it lowers BP, blood pressure also. So that is all for today. I hope you understand well. Any clarification, please text me. Thank you. Thank you. See you in the next class.